They do get their name from some mountain peaks. If we look straight up off the bow, we got a nice cone-shaped peak up there. That would be the West Lion. If you do find yourselves down in and around Vancouver, for most areas of the city, when you look towards the mountains and a little to the left, there you will see not one, but two prominent cone-shaped peaks standing side by side. So up there's actually the two lions. Very famous mountain tops. The two lions. Best view of the West Lion, and it is the taller of the two peaks.
Wow.
Standing up there at 5,427 feet of knee-burning pain if you enjoy hiking. Straight up and straight down. Well worth your day's efforts though. Beautiful, beautiful views from up there. Now, if we use our imaginations a little bit now and think back about 15,000 years ago, we can imagine ourselves all sitting in the middle of a pretty big chunk of ice. Just off to our left, to the north end of Howe Sound back then, there was one massive, gigantic piece of ice. A giant glacier lived on down that way, and that is what helped to create this area. And so that does put us out here then boating around on what is considered to be North America's most southern fjord, since a glacier helped carve it out. To give you an idea how big of a chunk of ice it was, we just need to look back up at the West Line there, for they do estimate it went well beyond 5,000 feet thick.
Wow.
Pretty big chunk. Also back then, we would not have been looking at these nice rolling mountains we see today in front of us here. They would have been much steeper sided mountains. But over time, big chunks and little chunks of rock broke off, as we do have about 300 feet of water under us, right off the shoreline here. And Howe Sound's deepest points reach well over 1,000 feet in places. So it is considered a pretty deep body of water here. Down all the fresh, clean, cold water. So the temperature changes. Fresh water flowing down, meeting and mixing in with the body of salt water. That is how it sounds basically dropping off very small temperature. Big creek, one of us in a handful of year-round running creeks.
Oh, nice.
You get many of them. Early spring, late fall, and right on. This will flow year-round. When you get that first nice bit of hot weather and that snow-packed mountain, you won't see any of those rocks under that long rock there. It's like a torrent of white water that we've seen down the dam for a little while. It's pretty impressive. So north to Squamish, north to Whistler, north to the North Country. If you are planning to drive that way anytime, up off to our right, you can see the Sea to Sky Highway up there, which leads to all points right to the Portia Bay. As well, just up from the water's edge, Creek, or a little closer up while we were there, and that's the rail line. So today, freight, possible potential volcano. But today we really have no active volcanoes here, although we do sit right on the Ring of Fire. Back then, we were very volcanic. You may have heard of the Geological Ring of Fire, stretching from the Aleutian Islands way up north through Alaska, both with active volcanoes, down through British Columbia, across the way to Washington and Oregon states, and out into the Pacific to the Hawaiian Islands. You've probably heard of Mount St. Helens, right? And in that big U-shaped valley is some further evidence of the glaciation that occurred here. 15,000 years ago or so, we would have had another big chunk of ice up there moving in from the west, dropping off into the sound. So it's a glacially carved out valley. The island we can see straight ahead off the bow is Anvil Island, and it's one of 21 islands that call Howe Sound home. You can see in front of us on its eastern shores a few cabins there, and that is about the extent of the population there, as the rest of can see it is connected to Bowen Island by this land bridge here, but you still need to get to the top of the rock. The idea is helicopters are not one of them. Well, they went and blasted themselves a tunnel. You can see just up off to the right, up and through to the top of their rocky island there. Here they have a camel. Here's Camel Rock protecting their island. See it there? Camel Rock.
Oh yeah,
How's
camel.
everybody doing?
Good.
You think you were going to get really wet? Well, you could have gotten really wet. I practiced extreme restraint on that one. Okay, we'll go to a dock. We got a little more to see here. We're going to cruise along the eastern shore of Bowen Island a little bit here. Then we're going to cross back over Howe Sound, the mainland, over to our left there. We'll be cruising along some of the West Vancouver waterfront, where we will see, clinging to the cliffside and beyond, some of Canada's more expensive pieces of real estate. It's not uncommon for homes to sell for 15, 18, 20, 25 plus $million.
Wow.
And in some of those instances, those homes are soon torn down and new ones built in their places. You'll be able to pick out some of the newer constructions as the new materials of choice: concrete, steel, and glass. Take a little slow drive by my new house to see if they're working because I want to get in there before Halloween.